It's so frustrating because they're communicating, but they're not communicating effectively. 大家好, hi guys, it's Janae and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm reacting to episode 16 of Revenge Love. Episode 24 has been released, but obviously I'm a little bit behind. I'm still intrigued to see where we go with this episode. I think things are gonna implode a little bit. What I am worried about is that Woo Soo-wei will, I don't want to say it, but will cheat on Cha-chung with Wong Shaw's brother in order to get back at him, and I don't like that idea. It's not that I don't want him to somehow seek a little bit of revenge, especially considering the fact that Chung was kissed, however involuntarily, by Wong Shaw and didn't tell Woo Soo-wei about it. So I'm not opposed to him kind of like seeking a little bit of revenge. Is it a healthy thing to do in the normal world? No, but considering the show that we're watching, I think it would work. I just don't know how I feel about the idea of Woo Soo-wei repeating something that Wong Shaw did when Wong Shaw's being villainized for it, and assumedly Woo Soo-wei would not be. So yeah, we'll see. Again, I'm sincerely hoping that that's not where this goes. And yeah, before we do get into it, I just want to say a quick massive thank you to my amazing patrons and channel members. And if you're interested in joining either of those for uncut and exclusive reactions to things like Revenge Love, links will be in the description below, along with my social media and my PO box. And if you want to subscribe, that's always greatly appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's video.
这么多年，他的品味一直没变，还是喜欢黑色。我能问你个事儿吗？当然。
What, are you gonna somehow claim that a color is unique to a person, and if they still like a color, they still like that person? Because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
吵得最凶的时候啊，还动过刀子，所以我喜不喜欢郭晨宇不重要，重要的是，迟迟都会跟我计较。
And this is where the infatuation beats tolerance, whereas love creates pettiness sentiment is probably going to come from, which I don't necessarily agree with. But if that is the metric that you're using it by, Cha-chung has been more than petty, or like his fair share of time, you know, when it comes to Woo Soo-wei. But he's also been incredibly tolerant considering his character. So I don't know. I don't agree with Wong Shaw. But also it's interesting how he's flexing how toxic their relationship was, as if that is something to be admired. I wish he would keep this energy.
喜欢是无限制的包容和忍让，而爱呢，它是无道理的斤斤计较。
Oh, you are a toxic human being, my word.
你得加把劲儿啊，小可爱，总这么被惯着，不是什么好事儿。
I mean, he's the person who just said love is unbearable pettiness, so why not toss some water in his face and see how much, to show him how much you love Chung, because that's what he says love is, right? Being petty. Oh no. If you take that phone number...
这是我家的密码和地址。
Oh, that's even worse. I will judge you.
你明天有空，那都不好意思啊。客气了，前辈。
This is gonna be so frustrating.
光靠一个话痨就能猜到是他，这默契真可怕。
It's so frustrating because they're communicating, but they're not communicating effectively.
在乎的是那个事，不是他那个人。如果我不喜欢你，我现在就可以把你赶出去。
我相信
你。No, you clearly don't. There's a lot that I don't want to fault Wei Wei for because look at me just going by the nickname. But there's a lot that I don't think he's at fault for. But the amount of times that he bars information or doesn't seek clarification is very frustrating to witness. Because right now, he is essentially lying. He's saying, I trust you, when in fact he doesn't. So he's not allowing for the opportunity to clear up a misunderstanding because he's lying. When if you can just have an outburst and lay bare everything that's going through your mind, and you don't have to do it in a vulnerable way, then there can be conversation that could be helpful and constructive to rebuilding trust. It's so frustrating because like I dislike Wang Shuo so much. I guess what I'm scared about is whether the damage that Wang Shuo is going to do between them is going to go to the extent where I don't personally feel it would be healthy for them to get back together. And that's going to be a hard pill to swallow, you know?
学生时期的感情最真挚了，千万别断了联系。以后再想找这样的朋友，可有些。
Why would you want him to be friends with someone so toxic? That's my question. The sad thing about this is, considering the fact that Wu Sui didn't acknowledge that he saw the kiss, so to Cheng's knowledge, Wu Sui doesn't know about the kiss, right? Like, I think he suspects, obviously, but officially he doesn't know that Wu Sui knows about the kiss. Obviously, still bad on Cheng for not telling him. You're almost driving him into Wang Shuo's arms because from Cheng's perspective, it's like, you don't, like, you think I'm cheating, but you said you didn't see anything weird. I'm continuing to reach out to you. I'm asking you what's going on, and you just keep pushing me towards my ex despite all my protests against it and despite me trying to reconcile and understand and communicate. Oh, of course. Go to the person who has the least motivation to be honest with you about things for clarification.
下线吧，浪费电。
看镜头。
You don't think this is very...
好痒啊！
Why would you press play if you didn't think it was a video? But also, don't you find this super calculating instead of showing off?
就，哎，这个好啊！还要吗？还要吗？
Again, Wu Sui is very much a bit of a victim in the situation, but he's not helping himself by keeping on exposing himself to unnecessary situations like getting anywhere near Wang Shuo. Like, it does not take a genius to figure out that Wang Shuo is ill-intentioned. I'm sorry, if my partner was like, this guy cheated on me, left me heartbroken for 7 years, now that I'm in a happy relationship, suddenly he shows up again, I would just assume the worst of this person. And the fact that Wu Sui is giving him the benefit of the doubt over Cheng, who he has known for months now, is just so strange to me and makes me want to put more blame on Wu Sui than he maybe deserves.
全是了，怎么这
Why do you think this is a good idea?
师承，痒死了。
Like, how is this at all healthy?
这么多视频，怎么都是他们3个人的？怎么哪里都有郭晨宇，就没有
Fair
只有
question.
王朔和驰骋的吗？
敢不敢进程宇一个？
Oh. Oh, great. Is Xiao Shui's theory about them liking each other now gonna...
最后一个。你干嘛？师承。
The fact that he's filming them secretly is so creepy. And I want this to be a reality check for Wu Sui, but I don't think it's gonna be. Also, the fact that he kind of like encouraged it in their very toxic dynamic.
这个也没有，这个也没有。
And yet...
师承。
I am having no sympathy for Wu Sui in this moment. Like, wow, well done to walking straight into his trap.
哎，我们是不是在医院见过？
对啊，是我。
好巧。
能行吗？
好嘞
I。mean, not really. Mm.
我不玩了，教我打拳吧。
你学这干什么？
家里一直有人想压制我，我想变强一点，到时候反攻他。
No, not this
小狗想
humor in the
反攻。
middle of everything.
我那个
下次来我家，我教你打拳。
好，一言为定。
Oh, I hope it stays innocent on Wu Sui's side.
我打算在他那儿多学几招功夫，这样的话，既能保护我自己，也能保护我妈妈，对吧？
Wait, what?
我打算在他那儿多学几招功夫，这样的话，既能保护我自己，也能保护我妈妈，对吧？
And you still haven't gone to see your mom, who you supposedly want to protect, because you're too focused on your jealousy right now.
你就不生气吗？你不计较吗？
你想学就学吧。
This is where Wu Sui's worldview is skewing, because Chicheng's actually being respectful. He's being trusting. He's being all the good things that you're supposed to be in a relationship, besides the fact that he still hasn't told Wu Sui about the kiss. And yet, because for some stupid reason Wu Sui is trusting someone who cheated on Chicheng and playing right into his hands at every given opportunity, he's not allowing that to color his view of what love is supposed to be from Chicheng.
不知道。
大猩猩，因为大猩猩生气的时候会悄咪咪。
Is that a play on words? It sounded like it was supposed to be like, it's a secret, you know, but also play on the sound type of thing.
走。当初你说你感觉他俩互相喜欢的时候，我还以为你只是在给自己找借口拒绝郭晨宇。但现在看来，要不然他怎么肯一直给他俩拍恋爱小视频？
这件事越来越奇怪了。郭成宇既不喜欢驰骋，也不喜欢汪朔，那他为什么要跟汪朔睡在一起啊？
I wonder how likely it is that maybe Guo Chengyi didn't sleep with Wang Shuo, but Wang Shuo made him believe that he did. Because he wanted to test to Chung and it mightily backfired.
你是说，让我问我的现男友，问他当年为什么要跟他好朋友的男朋友睡？这不扯淡吗？
I mean, I would want to know before I pursue a relationship with someone why they thought cheating with their best friend's boyfriend would be a good idea. Because then that's very telling on whether or not that's going to be replicated in my relationship at some point.
我当时问过汪硕喜不喜欢郭晨宇，但是他总避而不答，反而把话题引到池省那儿去。
I'm glad all your emotional intelligence has not taken a backseat. Just
他既
some.
然喜欢驰骋，为什么要跟郭成宇睡啊？
看来
Because
现
I
在
think
的
he
突破
loves
点就是
control more than he loves
只有
people.
通。
这汪硕就像一条毒蛇，你可要小心一点，别被他反咬一口。
放心吧，绝不会
He's
让他得逞。
already letting the venom infect him, but sure.
难不成你来这找驰骋啊？那倒不是，我是来找你哥的。
你找他干什么？
I like that moment of confusion.
练拳。
他在房间里面睡觉。坐。
好，
Oh, the fake smile is so fake.
怎么老问这种奇怪的问题？我想这么叫就这么叫了。还有你为什么扔枕头？好玩。
Everything is about you just having fun.
你觉得我要是和驰骋把话说清楚，他能跟我复合吗？
我帮你好好想想。够呛。
那要是我
I
跟你
want to
俩
like
睡
this,
觉
but I'm too stressed that Wuzui is out of his
你不妨去
depth
试试。
with this.
行，不跟你贫了。前辈去给你把那个睡觉的叫起来啊！ 今天先练到这儿吧，进步已经很大，下次继续。
He didn't bring up the
谢谢。
block though. What concerns me is I would so love to see this be executed on Wang Shuo, and unfortunately, I'm like, it's unlikely that a brother like this would have left would have left Wang Shuo defenseless. So I don't think that Wang Shuo is the kind of person to be able to be hit in the face. But I very much crave that right now, and that feels very rude to say, but yeah.
今天累吗？
还行。那我先走了。
It's funny, I didn't think that Wuzui
拜拜。
learning from his brother would aggravate
拜拜。
拜拜。
Wang Shuo, so...
汪震，你是哑巴了？我跟你说话呢。你说的都对。
Ah!
怎么了？你信不信我？我吹哨，我叫来一群蛇，我咬死你！
What a weird dynamic.
吃药。
你信不信我现在就给妈打电话，我就告诉妈今天你对我干了什么？我这么多年不长个，
咱们两个摄入的营养全都是一样的，不过就是我的营养供给到身体的各个部位比较均衡，你的营养全用来长心眼儿了。
Oh.
嗨，干嘛呢？
哎，小帅，你来了。我最近学了点新招。
叫我过来看
I'm
这
glad he
个。
genuinely seems
这
to
是
be
我偶
enjoying
像
it.
教我
That's
的。
nice.
哎，
Even
那
if I'm
个
very
郭晨
weary
宇有没
about
有
the
告诉你
situation
汪硕有个
it's
哥哥？
putting him in.
你说的这还是个人吗？怎么有点像钢铁侠啊？
我跟你说，他要是本人在你面前，你丝毫不会怀疑我说的话的真实性。超级无敌酷！
我警告你啊，你可别犯傻，这事儿如果让驰骋知道了，有你后悔的。
也许
The thing is, it's genuinely, I mean, obviously, not for the sake of my ship, I'm not happy about it, but it's genuinely fine if Wusui has found out a new part about himself. Chucheng was the first person who helped him to discover that, but wasn't his ultimate love, and he wanted to move on. And he wanted to break up and move on with Longshore's brother, but that's not what he's doing. He just confessed to maybe having feelings, aka emotionally cheating, on Chucheng with Longshore's brother, and still he's together with Chucheng. I don't want to see Wusui become a villain in this, but it really feels like that's where it's heading.
驰骋就不要我了吧，正好，我也是给他一个台阶下而已，免得到时候他找不到理由甩我。
我觉
No,
得石手对你
you're
的感情不可能是假的。我到现在还记得，
betraying him and then gonna blame him for breaking up with you.
到底哪个才是真的？只有他自己清楚。
永利，
You're contradicting yourself.
怎么教你的？嗯，
You look so uncomfortable.
但是试了好几次，要么就只能识别动作，要么就只能识别声音。唉，头疼死我了。
应该
I mean, maybe make some that recognize the movement or recognize the sound, and then you have one product that can be utilized by two different markets. So someone who
我正好有他的名片，我帮你找找，你联系他试试。
谢谢啊，不愧是我偶像。
the bolts between like the different bolts between the two of them is kind of hilarious. The contrast. Maybe put down the sound.
争执问题解决了吗？解决了，该解决人了。
That is not okay.
哎，这手机信号怎么这么差？哎呀，不行，我得去卧室。哎，我得去卧室里试试。
Both of them are equally as bad as each other at the moment in terms of communication. It's highly frustrating to watch.
无所谓，下午去你家了。
Not nice when the only time
他
he
手把手练全了。
Why do people keep trusting Wang Shuo not to inflame situations when that's all he's ever been known to do?
嘿呀！
Oh, that's gonna be painful if he just slams him down. Okay.
我马上到。
像这样，
啊，停，让我歇会儿。哦，
Guys, give me strength for the next few episodes, because this is... Oh.
你怎么来了？不是，哎，放我下来！哎。
Funnily enough, maybe this might actually help them instead of hinder them. Not help them in the constructive way, that like not help them in the way of like solving all the problems, but maybe this will get them to angry communicate at each other at least.
你要干嘛？
I don't know how I feel about this.
可是我怕我学不会啊，到时候。 有的人可是要欺负我的。
谁他妈敢欺负你，老子第一个剁了他！
就怕你知道是谁，你就舍不得下手剁了。
What a weird bed. I'm sorry. It's distracting me.
哎，
还不老实是吧？
你又来，你
So close.
精神分裂早期症状分为因素。
This I don't. How should I put this? My first thought was, that's probably what's wrong with Wang Shuo, which sounds really bad when I say it like that. I just mean it's generally not expected for information to randomly be introduced if it's not going to be relevant to the story. And this feels like relatively random information to be introduced if it's not going to be relevant to the story. And considering we did see something regarding Wang Shuo having a medical history, it begs the question, medical history about what? So this feels like it's going to be the answer.
也就是说，汪硕当年很有可能因此做了一些比较极端的事儿。
有可能。
Oh crap. This is awkward. That is interesting. And it begs the question, how much can you hold them accountable for that? Because on the one hand, there is the sense that if you're in mania, there is so little control that you have over your actions. But if that is the case, the cheating I can then kind of at least understand, if not excuse. But the actions afterwards is what concerned me. The fact that he purposefully came back right when it seemed like Chicheng was healing, and now he is sowing discord between Chicheng and Wu Suwei. So he's not allowing Chicheng to be happy or to move on. And that feels calculated. That doesn't feel like a impulse control issue, you know?
你怎么来了？找他呀？
Ooh, love her
找
shirt.
他干什么？你不知道吧？现在我俩关系可好了，都一块睡。
No, you decided
什么
that for yourself.
什么时候的？就我多余是吧？你俩玩吧，我走了。
喂，大卫，你别走啊，大卫！哎呀，你看大卫。
See, things like
是手
this
心
is part of a toxic personality. This is nothing to do with a medical diagnosis.
行了，别装了，我都看出来了。
You're just trusting that he guessed correctly?
再来一个。
Great, and this is
会灌
how
篮吗？你好厉害啊！
also very much
怎么变的？
judging Wang
我教你灌篮。
Zhen
教
for
我啊，学不会吧？
if he didn't know before, that's one thing. If he didn't know before that Cheng and Wu Suwei were together. But considering he saw Cheng carry Wu Suwei out of their apartment, him continuing to pursue Wu Suwei, not great. Not great. These brothers are gonna be the end of me.
你怎么知道我在这儿啊？
我不是来找你的，你给我，
You just let him take your snake. That sounds weird, but
还给我。
可以让你宠7年。
你自己干那些破事儿，你怪不了谁。
I consider this holding hostage of a pet in order to control their owner, and I'm not okay with it.
我活该。
Yeah, you are a villain.
你什么样，跟 跟我没有半毛钱关系。
为什么说这么伤人的话？好歹也是
Maybe
同学
because
一场
you're coming in
像
and
好了
messing up my relationship and doing it knowingly and with full intentions.
这么多年，那小粗包也算是咱俩的儿子，这么多情分在。
Who you conveniently abandoned for 7 years, and suddenly now you're using him to emotionally manipulate your Chung. Ooh.
你就一点面子都不给我。
What about the time when you slept with his friend and left him alone for 7 years?
你还给我！
Do you not think that was emotionally abusive and manipulating? And humiliating?
那既然这样的话，你顺便带我去蛇园看看呗。我听说那儿有好多蛇是我当初走的时候留下的。
You can go on your own, you have legs.
也不知道他们有没有好好吃饭。
Oh wow, almost as if you maybe shouldn't have contributed to the continued miscommunication between you two. I would honestly punch him in the gut and take my snake back. Like, I have no sympathy for this man.
喂，张丽雅家属，张丽雅住院的费用已经不够了，您赶紧过来交费，别耽误用药和治疗。
Great, of course.
抱歉啊
This is
不好意思，我现在马上过来。
the kind of thing that Wang Shuo needs to know in order to be able to continue sowing discord between.
下车，我有急事。下去。
Why did you not draw this boundary before? I am so angry at everyone right now. Give him his snake back. Thank you. Thank you for at least protecting the poor snake. He did not ask to be in this situation. Of course it's gonna be freaking Wang Jin. Definitely not Chicheng.
那你为什么不走啊？
到处都是鱼，往哪儿走呢？
Inside.
我的小粗包被你弟弟快走了。
Funny you should mention that because I'm assuming you're referring to Chicheng, but he actually did hold little Vinegar hostage.
我带你找回来。
Yeah, I assumed he had put it there on his own. Not surprising at all. And this is why I struggle to feel any sympathy for him, because for all the things that his medical diagnosis might excuse, there's 100 things that it doesn't excuse. Oh, I think that was the most frustrating episode ever. And I don't think it's the end, which just means I'm gonna keep being frustrated. I'm so stressed because I don't know how many more episodes we're gonna have of this level of frustration and miscommunication and anger. It's hard as well because there's the part of this of Chicheng keeping very important medical information regarding Wu Sui's mother from him. And that part I feel is, even if it's not strictly Chicheng's choice, it's very much that part I'm fully on Wu Sui's side. However he reacts when he finds out, I feel is gonna be justified. But I would feel a lot more sympathy for Wu Sui if he had been trying harder to communicate with Chicheng at the start of this, and then the circumstantial things kept destroying his trust and crumbling his trust in Chicheng to the point where now he isn't clarifying anymore. But his clarifications were shaky even at the end of the previous episode before the kiss. He didn't tell Chicheng that he was gonna go look at gotta go check out on Wang Shu. There was a lot of times where he could have been honest with Chicheng about things, and he wasn't, even before his trust was broken. And a lot of it is his trust in Chicheng being ruined because he made the first step to not be open with Chicheng. So that's very frustrating. If we take the kiss out of it, which again, I'm still not happy with the fact that Chicheng was not honest with Wu Sui about it, but if we take that kiss out of things, I would be so hurt if someone knew about the pain that my ex caused me and they accepted business from my ex under the company that both of us owned, made friends with my ex, and hung out with my ex's brother, all while knowing what my ex put me through and the pain that I've been trying to heal from for 7 years. Like, from that perspective, I think that's what's making me so frustrated with Wu Sui. And again, the fact that for some weird reason, Wu Sui has the knowledge of how horrible Wang Shu was to Chicheng, and he's still allowing Wu Sui to tell him narratives, to potentially manipulate him against Chicheng, to trust him above Chicheng, despite Chicheng being the one who he has known for months, and Wang Shu just showing up. There's just a lot of moments where I think Wu Sui's starting point was an issue. You know, the way that he started an approach was the problem, and then it spiraled out of control. And it's feeling so freaking messy, and I can't see a way where they can reconcile that, where it'll feel like they've cleared things up enough and both of them have taken responsibility enough for where they went wrong in this. Especially if this isn't going to end in the next episode, and I don't think it is. I think we're too early on for clarity to be brought at this point. Yeah, I think anyway, I don't think I can be more articulate right now. I feel like I've said everything I can say and probably too much more, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. Let me know how you felt, what you thought, and otherwise I'll see you in the next one. 再见。